Let's talk about other input costs. Labor. We have seen some news from the Bureau of Labor Statistics about jobs. Specifically, the July jobs report was weaker than expected. Only 73,000 jobs added, which is well below the forecast of 100,000. And what made big news was the big downward revision to May and June, which subtracted 258,000 jobs from previous estimates. Explain this to me in the context of tariffs. Is this a consequence of tariffs? What do you think is driving the slower job growth?
Yeah, that revision, I'm not somebody who can whistle. I never learned how to do it, but somehow I let out a low whistle when I got to the revision of that jobs report, back on Friday. I think that over the last several months, we've been talking a lot about what are the soft indicators of the economy and the hard indicators of the economy, right? So soft indicators are things like sentiment surveys. The University of Michigan publishes one every month that gets a lot of news. The NFIB publishes a small business sentiment survey, right? So we've seen historically high uncertainty for businesses over the past several months. And we've also seen optimism drop since its high in December 2024. So when we look at the labor market and the number of jobs that were created, right, I think what we're seeing is hard data actually catching up with some of that soft data, where none of the data is really showing a contracting economy. What we're seeing is an economy that's slowing down, that's starting to idle, that's staying in place, right? And that's why in May and June, I think it was, I can't recall the numbers off the top of my head, but the revisions show between 10 and 15,000 jobs created in each of those months after revisions. That's basically just an economy that's staying flat.